low around 64. Tomorrow, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise decreasing clouds with a light breeze and a high near 79. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Rick Heyman here from Sauter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Husker fans, the 2025 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $185. This plan includes tickets to Michigan or USC, plus Akron or Houston Christian, and either Michigan State, Northwestern, or Iowa. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Keep summer green with Judson Bylene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still though have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, 14,000 off list, or starting at 37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. 14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at 37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
Western Sand and Gravel is hiring for a variety of positions at their sand and gravel plants near Ashland. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Available positions include plant operators, dredge operators, and shop service technicians. They offer great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, paid holidays, and paid time off. No matter your experience level, on-the-job training is available to help you build a rewarding career with Western Sand and Gravel. Start your career today. Visit westernsand.com.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still though have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G2899358.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. RC's Boxing presents this Saturday at the Complex amateur fights with a little bare-knuckle bite. Some of Nebraska's best amateur boxing, along with a professional bare-knuckle bout between Jack Lawless Frericks and Jake Palmer, and a kickboxing bout between Demorio Dennis and Eric Murray Jr. Go get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream this event as well. Doors open at 6 p.m. and first bout is at 7 p.m. this Saturday at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue.
Welcome to The Drive with AD Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East sports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Everybody, this is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday, making our way through the week. Bach, what's good, brother?
Oh, not too much. Just having fun waking up a little bit earlier with you guys.
Hey, tons of fun. Guess what? Guess what it's doing in Alabama again, almost. Rain. Oh, boy. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. So what's new? What's new in the world of box? So you're all caught up on the sleep now?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better now, and it rained here as well, so we're going to kind of feel your pain a little bit, though it hasn't rained in a little bit. So that was kind of a nice relief for us. But yeah, no, I mean, went out to the College World Series yesterday. That's always a lot of fun to see all the different crowds out there. And we'll have more shows again from 10 to 6 out there once again. So if you haven't made it out there, go ahead and make it out there. It's a blast. I love the College World Series.
Awesome. So I know you're a huge basketball guy, Bach, but baseball, do you keep track of baseball too, or is it basketball more your sport?
Basketball's more up my alley, but I used to. I would say I haven't stayed as close attention to it. I used to be a big Boston Red Sox fan. I'm still a Red Sox fan and not happy about the Devers trade, but so kind of the run from I'd say about 98 to maybe 2012. I was really into the Red Sox, and then they won a few titles, and then I started to kind of, they kind of filled me up, I guess, for what I needed.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What's up, AG? How you doing? I see you're lifting again. Those arms are looking on point today.
Always. Doing good. How you guys doing, Bach? Nice seeing you in the show. Good seeing you in.
Yeah, it's fun to jump in with you guys, and I talk a little sports today.
Yeah, there you go. Do you usually talk sports or no?
I usually do. Just the different conversations with different people is always fun to kind of reset and get different perspectives on things.
100%. We definitely have that here. Between me and Raff, and if AD, where's AD been? Is he okay? Was he on travel or something?
Yeah, he's traveling today. He's in Orlando. So
I was just there. Yeah.
So he's down there speaking, and then he hops on a plane and flies, I believe, across country, and then speaks again on Wednesday, Wednesday, I believe. So
yeah.
He's a busy speaker this week. So
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've been busy. Hey, I didn't even get a chance to get into my planes, trains, and automobiles trips this last weekend. So Thursday, I was to fly to Orlando, which I did, but I was supposed to be there. It was 11 o'clock flight. They got me to Orlando straight. Was it straight? No, layover in Atlanta into Orlando around 3:30 p.m. I didn't get to Orlando till 3:30 a.m. It was before I left Houston. It was 9 time changes before I left Houston, and then so that means I didn't leave Houston until almost, I want to say 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I got there at noon or 1, and I didn't leave till midnight or almost midnight. And then I get to Atlanta, and I just made my connection. So the connection was at so I left at 9 because then my connection was like at 12:30 Eastern time out of Atlanta, and so that brought me into Orlando at 3:30. So then I have my events that I did in Orlando, which was CEO, one of the biggest fighting game championship tournaments going on. So stayed there till Saturday, and my flight was at 3:30 out of there, almost the same time. And again, get there. Atlanta has like hellacious thunderstorms, so I have again another 9 flight changes from 3:30 to, because I got there at 2 o'clock. I got there at 1:30 actually, and so from 1:30 all the way, I didn't leave Orlando until like that one was almost midnight, and my connection was at 10 o'clock. So I'm like, my connection was missed. So I should have stayed with my friend. I had friends that lived there. My godson family lived there. I should have stayed with them, because then the first thing flight was 5:30 a.m. that would have got me into Houston at 8:30 or whatever. So I ended up getting to Atlanta, of course, stuck. So I didn't fall asleep. I just stayed up all night watching. I watched a little bit of One Piece on my Netflix. Play some app games most of the night. I even played a little Smash Brothers. I think Mario Kart 2 on my Switch. So thank God for that. But yeah, that was my trains, planes, and automobiles for the weekend. And got back on Father's Day morning. I think I got back home between the cab Uber ride from the airport about 10 o'clock. And it took like a 2-hour crash nap. It was like, I needed that. So
the one weekend you don't take the private jet.
What? It's no private jet. So hey, let's just keep it real. But yeah, that was my fun weekend of traveling. A lot of patients being tested. So
well, yesterday with AD, his flight was on time, but then he had a 30-minute from the airport to his hotel where he's staying. There was a crash on, I believe, I-4, and it had like some hazardous stuff on the semi.
Ooh.
So it was supposed to be, what he said, 25-minute drive, took him 2 hours. And then when he got to the hotel to check in, he sent me a picture, and he had to wait an hour to check in. So it ended up being like hours for him. So I asked him last night if he was going out to get a good meal or whatever. And he's like, dude, I'm already in bed. He's like, this was a long day. So he didn't even get a sample any a bit of the Orlando nightlife last night. So
well, just mostly, I say, Mom. It's like family heaven now, because everybody's going to Disney World and Epic Universe that just opened up, which is all the like How to Train Your Dragon, Toy Story, any Pixar movie has its own area now. So has its place in the Disney space down in Orlando, Florida. So I saw a lot of families, kids, and then you got summer tournaments, AU basketball, baseball, stuff like that going on. So that's what where he's running into.
Are you a big parks guy too, AG? You like the rides and all that stuff?
Oh yeah. That was something that I looked forward to as a parent when my kids became between the ages. I say once they got above 5, it was that's like, because they're focused. We could pay, they pay attention a little bit more. They could not get all squirrely as a under 5-year-old can get. We got you say, hey, we're walking to here. We're gonna get in the stroller, get to the roller coaster, boom, 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 restaurant. So yeah, that was always on the green plan for summer breaks. Was either Orlando, or we did Orlando, we did LA for SeaWorld, and also Disneyland as well. And used to hit the rides. So my wife She doesn't like them. I liked them, so I was the one getting on the rides with the kids if they were above height. So that was my. I enjoyed my summer. I said, couldn't even get any better than that. So for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I had a sad night last night. I completed season 2 of the Golden Touch, so I have no more Golden Touch to watch. Hopefully they come out with a 3rd season, but the end of it last night, a guy brought in 2 Pikachu, the Telestrator card, Telestrator or whatever it was.
Yeah, they got them designated different names all the time. So yeah,
they're like $5 million a piece, and the guy had like 2. The guy had like 2 of them. I was like, okay. And then he went to Arizona, and the guy had the T206 Honus Wagner card, the graded 8, and it's worth like $30 million now. I remember back in like the early 90s when Wayne Gretzky and Bruce McNall purchased it. I believe it was for like 1.25 million back then, but now it's up to like 30 million. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself now.
Wow, that's nice to have to buy things like that.
I wonder what your most valuable Ahman Green football card's worth.
Good question. I don't know. Maybe I know I had one that was my rookie card that has a wide receiver on there. It has me as a wide receiver instead of running back. So I would assume that one. And I know the companies do that I don't know if that company did that on purpose then, maybe, obviously. Because they sent it out, so they definitely knew about it before it left the building.
Card, actually, I was just going through my cards and I found that the other day.
Yeah, it has me. I remember when I first saw it when I was a Seahawk. I'm like, what? I'm not a wide receiver. I said I could play it, you know.
That's what I figured. Maybe there was a day or 2 in camp or something where you switch positions. That was just a complete mistake.
No, yeah, complete mistake. It's something that the car companies, I guess, do from time to time, because if you go on my post, I posted like a couple months ago. I did a sign package that I got with Panini, and they sent me Aaron Jones on the card with my name at the bottom and wanted me to sign him. So it was a picture of Aaron Jones running the ball, and it said Ahman Green, running back, Green Bay Packers. So I was like, I called my agent just to be sure. Like I was like, I hadn't seen this like but it was multiple ones. So I was like, okay, this was planned. All right. After I thought about it before I still called my agent and be like, or I text him. He didn't pick up, so I'll text him. I said, hey, here's a picture, boom, boom, boom. I just want to know if this is something I'm supposed to sign or whatever. And I think he texted me back the next day and didn't say much. So I was like, okay, I just signed them anyway, and they're on their way back FedEx to you to Panini right now. Cause I was like, I texted, so I do have connection with Aaron Jones. So I hit Aaron up. I said, Aaron, check this out. I sent the picture to him. He's like, what? He's like, what is going on? I was like, I said the same thing. I was like, man, this is crazy. So interesting. As I said, they know what they're doing. Panini, Tops, they know what they're doing.
So I think I found what your most valuable card is.
What is it?
We'll see if you remember it. From 2005, Upper Deck. It is the Ultimate Collection. It's autographed. You, Edgerrin James, and LaDainian Tomlinson.
Ooh. No, I don't remember that one. I don't think I've seen that.
So what they must have did was they must have got your autograph, and then they must have put it on the card with the two other players. But right now there's one going for $975, and that's a PSA 9. So I'm guessing if it was a PSA 10, it would probably go upwards of probably $2,000-$3,000, if not more.
Really? Just that 1 point makes it that like adds another 2,000 to it. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like John Elway rookie cards, if you have like a PSA 10, it's like 50,000. If you have a 9,
so that's like when you say 10, that's like no hair follicles, no fingerprints.
Yeah,
it hasn't been touched by human breath or air. No oxygen has touched it.
That is pristine in the case.
I was like, look, I'm a collector, but I'm like, look, you're gonna have a little dirt on it. And
the dirt is good. Now, if you have an old jersey with the dirt still on it.
Yeah, that's a jersey or a helmet. Like my helmet the other day, I had the grass marks on the side.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, yeah, that's and the adhesive to the other end fell, it's falling off. So like half the end is on. So
Are those are your Packers jerseys that are game used? Do they still have like the dirt and stuff on them, or did you wash those? Or
they got washed.
oh, boo! No,
they still legit. Like I have all my Thanksgiving Day when we played in Detroit, Thanksgiving Day. I have all of those in my
That's
locker,
awesome.
in my locker, in my closet. I wish I could got my. No, I think I have it because all they did with the Thanksgiving Day helmet on those days, they just took the G off because it was just a plain helmet with the. I think it had the one green stripe, maybe, or no stripes, something like that, and then different socks. Like we had the 4 line socks on it, green, yellow, white, green, blah blah blah. So couldn't get that stuff till now. It was pretty interesting. So. Yeah, that's why I'm a collector.
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. No more Golden Touch to watch at night. I mean, I was addicted. I mean, I went through that entire series in like 3 days. I was like, I couldn't stop watching it because it was like cliffhangers. Like he was sitting there and they had this. Oh, what was the card that he was? But he was waiting for like a card, and I was like, well, I got it. And then I was getting locked into like the Pikachu and the stuff because I was like, $2 million for this card. It's like, what's his face? Logan Paul, I believe. He wears the one around his it's worth $5 million. That was the card, and the guy had 2 of them.
Wow, impressive.
It was nuts. So yeah, so now I'm trying to keep myself away from looking at eBay to collect or do anything like that. So I'm going to blame that on UAG when I opened up my
blame
eBay
one on me.
Well, I looked at your cards now. Now I'm like looking at your cards going, maybe I should pick that up. Maybe an autographed AG card,
How's that my fault?
Well, because I had to look at the price of your card. And now I'm going to, I can't open up that can of worms right now.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry. Sorry that I played football. I
So,
got
and
drafted to the Seahawks.
yeah, no lie. So the Comic Con you go to San Diego. So
Yes.
is there a big one in New York City then too?
Yep. They do that in like fall. So that was back in I'm gonna say October. They do it around between October and November time. San Diego Comic Con is coming up next month. Middle to end. So like July 17th through the 22nd or something like that, 4 or 5 day event. And then later this fall, it'll be New York come. So that's the only one out of all the cons. I say the bigger ones that I had on my list, but there's other ones out there.
Yeah.
Like Seattle has one they call that Emerald City Con.
Yep.
And then Chicago has all major cities have one. LA has one. Houston, Dallas, San Antonio. But New York, between New York and San Diego, those are the big ones that if you're a comic book fan, you try to go to at least once in your life. And so I've been trying for a while to get to New York. It's just the New York dates, because it's football season.
Yeah.
So I'm going to games, that weekend usually. So I'm like, dang it. So one year it's going to happen and everybody will know because I'll post every moment and stream it or whether IRL it as much as I can because it's always the fun one I see a lot of my friends go to that I know that are just like myself or like us, collectors and big fans of those different, from Batman, Superman, DC, Marvel, comics, anime stuff. They have everything. It's like a big Toys R Us for adults. You walk in there, it's like, oh God, I got a credit card. This is not going to be good.
So here's the question I got for you. So you make it to New York Comic Con, and I know that Ken Golden from the Golden Touch, I know that they go there. Say Ken Golden walks up to Ahman Green and says, "Hey, G, would you want to consign any of your collection? Would that be something that you would do?"
Yeah, I would. I would look at. I would just ask a simple question: What would you want? What would you like? And go from there, and then start haggling, negotiating, everything. What that is, whatever those items are. So I'll have to find out. I mean, definitely would though. Yes, it would be a yes.
I'm always curious to see like how tied to the stuff you are. That I mean, you have the memories in your head, so you're like, well, I probably can, let this jersey go or let this helmet go or whatever. I always wonder about that. How locked the stuff that you are.
It depends. Like I said, it depends. Like some stuff I'm locked in. It's like, nah, that's not, don't even think about it. You can dream about it. That's it. I'll let you look at it. Then I'll put it away. No, some things that I'm like, I'm not even bringing with me to haggle. It's to stand at my house in the box or on the wall.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's it. That's it.
All right, everyone. Well, we'll throw it to break. This is The Drive, 93.7, The Ticket.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still though have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, 14,000 off list, or starting at 37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. 14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at 37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
Western Sand and Gravel is hiring for a variety of positions at their sand and gravel plants near Ashland. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Available positions include plant operators, dredge operators, and shop service technicians. They offer great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, paid holidays, and paid time off. No matter your experience level, on-the-job training is available to help you build a rewarding career with Western Sand and Gravel. Start your career today. Visit westernsand.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Husker fans, the 2025 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $185. This plan includes tickets to Michigan or USC, plus Akron or Houston Christian, and either Michigan State, Northwestern, or Iowa. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red!
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com. RC's Boxing presents this Saturday at the Complex amateur fights with a little bare-knuckle bite. Some of Nebraska's best amateur boxing, along with a professional bare-knuckle bout between Jack Lawless Frericks and Jake Palmer, and a kickboxing bout between Demorio Dennis and Eric Murray Jr. Go get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream this event as well. Doors open at 6 p.m. and first bout is at 7 p.m. this Saturday at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue. Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Early break.
So you're getting coffeeed up at the mill?
Yeah, so I walk over to people.
Would you be willing to come on every day? Is there something that you'd be able to do?
You know, actually, I got a lot of things to say. You know,
if you please every Friday, at least before a game, Coach, we'd love to have you. It'd be a riot.
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday, talking all things sports. The question of the day that I have for you guys. It sounds like LeBron James is making his return next year. Is that the smart thing to do, or should he retire and run off into the sunset?
Well, I would say that he should come back. I mean, he's still playing at a high level. You got that new pairing with Luka. Maybe could be the transitioning of power, but also, his son Bronny's on the team. He might have been holding out to finally get that done and then go on and play. But man, it'd be tough to hang it up if you're a competitor with what they've got going on there with the Lakers, with Luka. Like I said, they few roll pieces away from really competing there in the West, and then he's still one of the top 10 players in the world. So some guys don't want to fall off and retire at the top of their game. Other guys will fight it out until the end and see what they can get done. Of course, we saw the ending of Michael Jordan's career, maybe not quite as good as midway through his career, but so we'll see. I don't know where LeBron's going to land there, but there's still a lot of money to be made and still can be very competitive.
I believe with Bach there, you got the age. He's definitely defied the age thing. Being obviously in shape, ready to go all the time for his team. It's just obviously the gameplay. It's once he's in action, making sure he's able to play at a high level, make the decisions he needs to make, when he's on the court, basketball, quick decisions, passing and stuff like that. And he's beneficial to the, roster, that he's not, hurting the roster in any capacity. We talk about LeBron now. We look watching last night's game. I know we're going to get into it, but Halliburton with the calf injury, did he need to be out there the whole game? Maybe have somebody out there that was healthy that could push the ball and do what a shooting guard and point guard need to do, get the ball around, make shots and play defense. So, just make sure LeBron, I say you got to ask, as a player, as an athlete, you got to ask yourself, will I be effective out there on the court or on my place of competition? I'm getting older, but I still have, like I said, he got the physical there. He has the physicals down. It's just, is he going to be, able to hang for the amount of games they play, 82 games in a season, and get through that and get to where the Lakers, because they're kind of teaming, rebuilding, looking to get flagged in the draft. And so it's going to be, interesting for him. He's going to have to go through that thought process and be real with himself. Because obviously from a coaching standpoint, I think he could walk right into any, assistant coaching job right now, or if he wants to take a break and kind of just mentor his son from the sidelines, from home, stuff like that. That would be something that he all has to consider going into it.
Do you think he's penciled in to be the Lakers head coach eventually, or
Head coach? I don't know. I would say definitely on the staff. I would say definitely somewhere in the building. I mean, I would not if I'm anybody that's part of the organization that's in a hiring capacity to bring in somebody like LeBron and like any player, excuse me, that any player for the Lakers, it's the Lakers. So yes, I would definitely be like, hey, Magic, Kareem, hey, y'all want a room? We'll give you office. You can come drop knowledge, use it as you need be to come help our organization stay on top. And so to have LeBron as a potential head coach, assistant, or a mentor to young players coming through the program, after a draft, they sit down and talk to him for the first hour as a Laker, then that doesn't get any better. I mean, as a professional, he's been in a long time, 20 plus years, and has done it at a high level. So why not have somebody at that capacity in the building to at least talk to the young people that are coming in to start their Laker career? I think it's a no-brainer for me on that aspect.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy too that just in how things have changed in time, because you look back into like the 90s and you had like Magic Johnson that coached the Lakers, you had Larry Bird that coached the Pacers, and there was always kind of like that transition. The Mark Jacksons, that Doc Rivers went on to coach after they play, but now these players are making so much money. I wonder if even LeBron James is even coaching or being a GM or anything like that has even crossed his mind. I think right now he's probably green light. He wants to own a team. So it's not going to surprise me that when he retires, I think he's going to make a big push to, be majority owner of some NBA team if it comes available. So it's wild over the last 20 years how things have changed in that sense, because back in the day when you first retired from the game, you had some money, like the Roger Staubachs of the world. I mean, he made his money, 10, 15, 20 years after his NFL playing career, to now where he could probably buy an NFL team. But when you first retired from the NFL, the NBA back in the 90s, you didn't have that crazy, insane money. But now with these contracts, like they said that LeBron, if he plays his player option this year, it's going to be $56.2 million. And then probably put that on top of his $100 million that he'll make off his shoes. I mean, it's wild. Thank you, Michael Jordan's mom.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, he has those things to think about, and he probably could step in, small majority owner. We've seen other athletes from other sports. We've seen Venus and Serena. They, I think, invest into the Marlins or maybe the Dolphins. And then what do they can bring to the table in terms of investment, right? And investor, because you're going to be on some board. I know I'm on some boards board members where you got to have some business acumen about yourself. And so understanding that process as well of what they're going to ask you, it's going to be questions asked, this is going to be a question that's asked across the board. What's everybody's feedback on this question on what the franchise should do next year with X players, or moving or not moving, but, maybe building another part of the facility there, and what the money is going to look like to do that. So it's asking those type of questions, because obviously I've been around the Packers long enough that when they have those board meetings, I know a lot of the board members, and we always talking. There's always something about doing an upgrade to Lambeau Field and how that looks from finance to the area, in terms of the neighborhoods around Green Bay, the families that are there, the businesses that are there, that's going to help and sponsor or partner with them to do that. So that's been something going on ever since I became a Packer. And talking to the upper management, when I talked to the, Ted Thompson when he was here as the GM, and Gutekunst, but then the higher ups above them, the Mark Murphys and other players. I remember Al Toon. Al Toon is on the board membership, and obviously he's a Wisconsin Badger. He played wide receiver there, so he's a part of that. So get to run into people like that and have these serious, in-depth conversations. Basically, like what funding plan is up next to add a new addition to Lambeau Field or somewhere near Lambeau Field to make it more of an attraction for fans to come from all over the world, not just from Wisconsin or from the United States, all over the world. And that's their game plan. So to have somebody like LeBron in the building, that's what you're asking him, somebody to understand, like, you got to not only have, great, obviously physical ability, but also now you got to work into the mindset of how you build a company just using, and it's nothing physical about that other than typing and writing. Now you got to actually use your thought process to see what it takes to be a good business leader in that space. And he'll get into that. He's already into that now. He just be more hands-on with it when he's done playing ball.
Hey, going back to the retirement thing, it just had a question cross my mind. With you when you retired, how many years, was it in your head a couple years before you retired, or was it just something that happened the year that you retired? Or did you kind of know that, okay, I got maybe one more year left, or was it something that just kind of happened? Or what went into your decision to retire?
Well, it was kind of simple for me. It was the writing on the wall because I knew the atmosphere of GMs at that time in terms of how they looked at running backs over 30. So they made it obvious. It was no sugarcoating it. They basically, I remember I was getting questioned at 26, like, oh, he's getting over the hill. And I mean, I just ran for 2,000 yards around that time between 2003 and 2004 season. And then the next year, I was like, you're getting old. I'm like, I just turned 26. So I had been hearing it for 5 years before I turned 31. And so that was the atmosphere for running backs well over 30. I say well over 25. And I did my due diligence of trying to play and keep active, where I played in UFL for a season and came back and rushed for, I think, 500-600 yards that year, but then tried to get on the roster for the 2010 Packers. I was on the 2009 Packers, picked me up mid-season and finished the season with them. But I also knew that, okay, if I'm going to be a factor, be able to be an option to get picked up, I got to make sure I'm in shape, number one. Number two is, would I be willing to do everything? And that means play special teams. So I made sure that they knew that. Like, I'll play special teams. That's how I started my career. I played kickoff return, punt return. If you need me to do that, I'll get it done. And so that was something that was very known. And it's just more of a business decision where they needed an offensive lineman at the time going into the playoffs, and things didn't, quite work out, which was okay in this business. But then went on to Montreal, try that out. I think I told the story. 2 days went by of training camp there, got a sore hammy, and then they cut me. I was like, okay. I thought I signed a 2-year deal. I guess that don't work out if I'm not Canadian, because it was also you got to have a certain amount of Canadians on the roster too, Americans or anybody outside of Canada, basically. I was like, oh, gotcha.
Well, I always laugh because, they always talk about the NFL running backs once they hit 30, and it's like, oh, he's over the hill. He can't do that. But what was always so impressive, I thought about you, was when you went back to Green Bay, who is the guy returning kickoffs? Ahman Green. And I'm sitting there going, I thought he's too old. I thought you don't usually see the over 30 running back returning kicks. And I always thought that was super impressive, because I was just like, yeah, this dude's out there returning kicks. I'm like, he's still got some juice. So that was always pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah, I had some fun. I was like, it was fun, like, to be back doing that again. I did it for that season, the 2009 season. I was like a kid again. Like, I was obviously not as I said youthful. I was a little older, but I was averaging. I think I averaged about 20 yards per return. Just get back in the rhythm. I was on the sideline for most of that season, so I had to get about a couple weeks in under my belt before I kind of got back in rhythm of the NFL speed and all that stuff. But was able to do it and came back and got my record. And against Tampa Bay, even though we lost in that game, I got the all-time leading rusher record that season too. So that was a fun thing to do. But along with trying to get to the playoffs, it was weird. That's when I played Brett as a Viking. He was a Viking. It was interesting to see him playing in uniform. It was good to see him too. So we had a good talk at the end of the game. So it was and that's sports, because things happen, go full circle, and then you'd be like, man, we both were Packers at one point in time. Now you're a Viking and I'm still a Packer. What's up? What's up with that? Yeah.
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool. Pretty cool.
Well, all right, everybody. We'll throw it to break. Come back with some history. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Keep summer green with Judson Bylene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
RC's Boxing presents this Saturday at the Complex amateur fights with a little bare-knuckle bite. Some of Nebraska's best amateur boxing, along with a professional bare-knuckle bout between Jack Lawless Frericks and Jake Palmer, and a kickboxing bout between Demorio Dennis and Eric Murray Jr. Go get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream this event as well. Doors open at 6 p.m. and first bout is at 7 p.m. this Saturday at the Complex at 1555 Yolanda Avenue.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: showers and thunderstorms likely throughout the day. See in the afternoon high around 82. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms continuing with the low around 64. Tomorrow, a slight chance of showers and storms, otherwise decreasing clouds with a light breeze and a high near 79. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday. Need to let everybody know if they're looking for insurance to go visit Jack Russell at Farm Bureau Financial. He's got 2 locations, one in Lincoln, one in Seward. You can give him a call today at 402-421-9100. Jack's awesome guy, great friend, great person. So if you're looking for insurance, give Jack a call today. And now it's time for some history. I got some funny history today. So I every time I see this in history, I just always think about a certain movie. On this day in 1976, the ABA teams, the Nets, the Pacers, the Nuggets, and the Spurs merge into the NBA. And I'm still a little upset because the Flint Tropics should have been in the NBA. Jackie Moon would have at least averaged 10 points a game if he would have been able to merge his Flint Tropics into the NBA. But it was only just a movie, but still, what a movie it was. Dewey the Bear. And it's crazy. It's like that movie, it was loosely affiliated with the ABA, but that was the kind of stuff that they were doing back in the 70s in ABA games just to get fans and stuff into the crowds. But the ABA on this day in 1976. And then my last piece of history on this day in 1994. Can you tell me what was going on?
It was probably the Bulls winning the championship.
Close.
Close.
It was basketball.
Okay.
What? It involved basketball, but it also involved a white Bronco.
Oh, Lord. O.J. Simpson.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
I remember, I think it was the Knicks. Was it the Knicks and the Pacers? Or I know it was the Knicks were playing. And I remember that it was on NBC and they went to split screen. And so they had the Bronco race and they had the race, the Bronco chase and the split. And then the Knicks game was playing. And then Bob Costas always tells the story that he was in the studio in New York and OJ was calling him from the white Bronco to get in touch with him. And he's always like, I think that OJ wanted to come on live with me so yeah, that was just a wild day. I always remember where I was at, but
if that would have happened, that would have been, that would have been crazy to see that or hear that, see and hear that. Yeah. It was already crazy to see what happened, obviously. Yeah. But to have him on a phone call with Bob Costas, wow.
Yeah, Bob Costas like, he was calling the studio line wanting to speak to me that day. He's just like, it was a wild day. But like I said, I'll never forget where I was at. I mean, we watched that all the way down, to where he went to his house and they finally took him into custody. But that was a crazy day. But AG, Bach, any history from you boys?
I got some esports history. I did video game history the other day. So esports history, it was go back June of 1999. This day, the popular multiplayer game Counter-Strike Go was released. So the game would go on to become one of the most successful titles in esports history, which it is now. And I think they finally made, I think earlier this year or the late last year on in November, December of 2024, they came out with Counter-Strike 2. So that big game is a popular game all over the world. There's esports organizations and teams, players that play it constantly year round. And it's it will be at the Esports World Cup this summer over in the Middle East in Saudi Arabia in that space there. And you have teams from all over the world competing to be number one in that game.
So I got a question for you on the games. Is it do you all purchase and download them now, or can you still buy them in a box, or do you still do that, or is it just mostly downloads now?
You can. I say mostly downloads, but for people like myself, I like the physical, disc or cartridge of the game. So I know I can, I'm just used to that. That's what I grew up on. Just like I grew up on controllers, but I use mouse and keyboard now. I've adapted to that, and so I speak that language. But still, there's I say for the new generation, it's all about the download for them. But for me, I gotta have my either my disc, my CD disc, or my cartridge from my Xbox or for my 360 or the Nintendo Switch, which actually Nintendo Switches. I don't know about part 2. I haven't got mine yet, but the one that came out first, it has cartridges, so I'm still used to that.
Awesome. And then Bach, I guess I have some history for you.
Okay.
Is it good that Goldberg returned last night, or is it bad that Goldberg returned last night?
I think it's awesome. It wasn't, he hasn't been away from the ring long enough where it wasn't like this grand ovation. It's kind of interesting because you think about it at the same time as John Cena kind of doing his retirement tour. It just felt a little bit deflated compared to that, I suppose. But I've been looking forward to Gunther against Goldberg, which is, they kind of teased months ago, and now they're bringing it back. I love Goldberg, and he still looks like he's got some snarl to him. So we'll see what he can do in the ring. I think he's approaching like 60. I think.
Yeah, he got to be up there.
58, I believe.
Okay.
58. So yeah, it's crazy though. I remember back in the 90s, his traps. I mean, he was just gigantic.
Yeah.
And then you see him now, like he's still cut, but then you think back like just how because he's probably lost, I bet 35 or 40 pounds since the 90s because he was close nearing 300. I bet now he's probably maybe 250, 260 now. He's like trimmed down. He likes his kickboxing and he likes that. So he's slimmed down a lot since the 90s.
Was he on WW something last night?
Yeah, WWE last night.
WWE.
Yeah, I heard he was going to be on, so I had to watch it. I was like, I got to watch this. So,
oh Lord have mercy.
It's grand entrance though, which is part of the Goldberg thing. Is you got to watch him come out of the locker room, banging the lockers and stuff.
Yeah, I was waiting for the security guard walkout and all that stuff. But yeah. I mean, I remember back in 97, 98, it was must-watch TV because back then you didn't have the, watch it later. I mean, you could VCR tape it, I guess. But I remember I'd be home. He'd be running that streak up to 100 in a row. I mean, it was great. Good times. Good times. So I saw him wrestle at Pershing Auditorium a couple times. That was hilarious.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow. That was a small venue there. That's a small compared to what they used to.
Yeah, it was wild, but it was those were some good times, some good clean fun. But man, when I heard Goldberg was coming to Lincoln, I was like, oh, you better believe it, I'll be there. So
were those house shows? I would assume not. Were they on TV?
Oh, we got lucky. They did a it was Nitro and what was their other one? The Monday Nitro and Thursday.
Oh, I didn't watch. I stopped watching when I was 13.
Well,
I was done with it.
Yeah, so they actually filmed 2 shows, their Monday night, and then they taped their Thursday show. So we got to see Goldberg wrestle twice that night.
Nice.
But yeah, the good old days at Pershing Auditorium. That's what we should have. What was the coolest thing that you've ever went to Pershing Auditorium for? What was your coolest concert, coolest venue? I mean, I think back on Pershing Auditorium, Harlem Globetrotters. I saw Knight Rider there. I saw Goldberg there. I saw Miss Elizabeth. Yeah, the car. They brought Kit.
Yeah, Kit. Yeah, I know Kit. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I mean, the stuff at Pershing Auditorium, the flea markets. I mean, we just need to have a Pershing Auditorium day just to talk great moments in Pershing Auditorium history. So I met Miss Elizabeth was there. Yeah.
Oh, Macho Randy Savage, Macho Man's wife.
You better believe it. Pershing Auditorium, just a wild place with some great moments. So, all right. Well, let's throw it a break. Just the drive. 93.7 the ticket.
Here you go.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Husker fans, the 2025 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $185. This plan includes tickets to Michigan or USC, plus Akron or Houston Christian, and either Michigan State, Northwestern, or Iowa. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone and Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln with more exciting news for area car buyers.
Charlie, it's just announced that Honda of Lincoln has won 3 of the Lincoln Journal-Star's Lincoln Choice Awards: Best New Car Dealer, Best Auto Repair, and Best Place to Get Your Oil Changed.
Wow, that's great, Andy. Anything else?
Yes, we were runner-up for Best Pre-Owned Dealer and Best Tire Dealer. A lot of people don't understand that we do sell tires here.
Very exciting, Andy. Why do you think your dealership is winning so many awards?
Charlie, we simply say it's the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business.
Looks like Honda of Lincoln is the great news headquarters for Lincoln.
Yes, and even all of Nebraska, we are also announcing that Honda of Lincoln's the only dealer in the state of Nebraska to win the prestigious Honda President's Award for 2024.
Honda of Lincoln, Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service. But it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East sports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. We're proudly sponsored by Doors Plus. If a garage door needs maintenance or you need an entirely new garage door, give Cameron Hahn and his team a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus is locally owned and handles everything from residential or commercial garage doors, garage door openers, safety tune-ups, or custom design. Visit DoorsPlusLLC.com to learn more. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more. So, hey, going back to the Pershing Auditorium talk that we were having, Bill and Bennett texted in. He saw AC/DC at Pershing in 1979 and the Beastie Boys in 1985. And Big Bird texted in that Lincoln football was there. There was the Lincoln Lightning, the Lincoln Haymakers, and the Lincoln Capitals. I think they were the three arena football teams that played there. I'm happy to say that I participated on two of them, and I think two out of the three went bankrupt. I think the games that I signed with them. So well done, me.
Was it that bad? It was right before you were going to play with them?
Yeah, I signed with them, and then the very next game they went out of business. So we were supposed to play in New Jersey. We were going to play where the in the Meadowlands where the New Jersey Nets played at. And I was excited because I think the place held like 16,000. And the morning we were leaving to fly out, and they called me and they said, "Hey, yeah, we've decided to cease operations." So that was my venture. I believe that was the Capitals. That was my venture into that. So
that must have been too big of a contract. Yeah, you
yeah.
In there, huh?
They don't want to pay my guaranteed money. I think that's what it was. So so I never was able to play in a real game, even though I signed with them, but I just never had that chance to play for. And then I was going to ask too the listeners out there, did anybody go to the Elvis Presley concert at Pershing Auditorium?
Elvis came to town? What?
Yes, very few people know this.
I didn't know that. Right, that's interesting. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
It gets even wilder. His second to last ever concert was at Pershing Auditorium. So 2 weeks before he passed away, he played in Lincoln. So I've always been curious to know if anybody out there went to that concert and what it was like. So
there's someone. It's gotta be. Nobody's gonna pass up the King coming to town.
Yeah, I bet that was a full house that night. And just looking back on just the history that took place. I mean, I was thinking over the break, like all of the great high school basketball games, because back in before you had like the Prosh Auditorium and you had all the auditoriums at the high schools, they used to play all the city basketball games at Pershing Auditorium. So if there's an inner city game, it was always at Pershing. So when you talk to AD, he played for Lincoln High. They played all, Lincoln High Southeast, Lincoln High East, Lincoln High Northeast, of course. They played all those games at Pershing Auditorium. I remember it was 92, I believe. Or no, not 92, probably like 1990. there was a big thing when they built Prosh Auditorium that they played an intercity game at Prosh Auditorium. So, and then things after that, it started to move on, and then Pershing kind of became obsolete. But all the big city basketball games were always at Pershing Auditorium. Oh, there we go. Bill and Bennett. My mom and my aunt were both at the Elvis show. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, somebody had to be there.
Barney, what did Barney say? Was he at the? My mom and aunt saw Elvis at the old Coliseum where volleyball used to play. So that was even before. That probably would have been in probably the early 60s, probably. So yeah, that's another place. The Coliseum, the stuff that took place inside the Coliseum was also wild. You had presidents when Nebraska won the national championship. Richard Nixon and Bob Devaney up on the stage in the old Coliseum. You had presidents coming to visit the University of Nebraska, not going to the White House. So because if I recall right, don't quote me on this, Richard Nixon and Bob Devaney were really good friends. So he was able to have him come visit when Nebraska won the national title.
Got it.
So and you had Wilt Chamberlain that played at the Coliseum. Nebraska defeated him. I believe that was in the early 50s.
So college, when he was in college?
Yep. Nebraska beat Wilt Chamberlain at the Coliseum.
Oh, he has a team. He has 4 other players on the court. So
AG, Nebraska beat Wilt
Chamberlain. That's funny. That's the way you said it. I was like, it was 4 other players, I believe, on the court. It had to be. That's regulation.
Over the years, you never hear those other four mentioned. All I've ever heard, growing up and through the years, and I don't think Kent Pavelka was at that game. Actually, I'd like to ask Kent what he thought about that night, but I don't believe we'd entered the years of Kent Pavelka yet when Nebraska defeated Wilt Chamberlain. But
got it. That's funny.
The other 4 players on the court.
It's 4 other. It's regulation. You gotta play. You can't play by yourself, but
Oh, they
were throwing him the ball in the paint all day long. It had to be.
This is a cool story. 9239. When I was a kid, I was helping my friend do his paper route, which was in the downtown area. One of the places he would deliver to was Pershing Auditorium, and we heard Elvis doing a sound check. That is awesome. That is cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, some good stuff there.
Yeah, I'm reading these text messages that all the Pershing. I love all the. I'm a history buff. I love history. I love collectibles and stuff like that. So anytime I can hear about old stories of Lincoln, Nebraska, and all that good stuff, I love hearing those. Just such cool things. So never forget your history. Speaking of history, yesterday, Arkansas Razorback baseball, Gage Wood, the third hitter in the history of the CWS. Did you get a chance to watch that, AG?
I didn't get a chance to watch it. I did see the highlights, and to watch him do his thing on that mound and having pretty much threw 2 to 3 pitches the whole time. It was a high rising fastball, the changeup, and I think maybe a slider or a curve in there. But it was that high rising fastball that he basically, he kind of like manipulated the batters, because that's a nice pitch, right? I love the high rising fastball. So if you don't get that bat turned around right away, then that's where you're going to lose as the hitter. And he, the pitcher there was able to crank it up where he got it up. He kept it in the upper 90s, and that's how the pitcher wins. Unless you just got a phenomenal batter that has quick hands that can get that bat turned around. But none of the batters did, unfortunately, for Murray State. So to have him do that in a championship level game, you don't get any better than that. That, for Gage Wood and his catcher for what they did, and the team behind them for many, having no errors also to do that, and then to have more pitches than, like, you look at the major league level of no hitters, he threw more pitches and I think more strikeouts than Nolan Ryan and any other. It was one other pitcher that had a no hitter. To do that, that's impressive, And again, this is a championship game there, win or lose, one of the teams is going home, in terms of elimination. So hats off to Gage. I wish I was there sitting in person to see it. To see it online is just still impressive. Being a former baseball player myself, that's not easy to do from an individual standpoint and from a team standpoint. And then I was reading, looking up that the whole in baseball, there's a ton of superstition in baseball all over the place, from hitting to catching to outfielding to being a player, and how you come to the field. Sometimes you got to jump over the third base line or the first base line if you're the pitcher coming off, things like that. And we had the bat boy for Arkansas, which is the coach's son, I believe. I think around the third or fourth, fifth or sixth inning, he mentioned, is Woody gonna throw a no-hitter here, a no here? And they're like, everybody, you're not supposed to speak about it until it happens in a dugout of a team that's potentially have a no-hitter brewing. And so, of course, he was a kid. He didn't know. Yeah, and it was just funny to know that was one of the questions asked. But it was I'd say a beautiful thing to watch when you see a no-hitter go on, and in a big situation like this to get to the championship game. So this series coming up, next couple of games, going to be good for Arkansas, for any team that has to face them too. And it's just unfortunate Gage won't be able to, obviously he won't pitch, back-to-back times, but when he does get back on the line, if he has to go back on there because of a battle, then it's going to get interesting for that other team, basically.
It amazes me the velocity that these pitchers are throwing with now.
Yeah, impressive.
I'd like to ask Nick when he's back in studio, what is causing that? Like, the elbow injuries are up, like the Tommy John injuries are up, but now when you have a Tommy John injury, you come back and you throw actually faster, or a lot of the guys are throwing faster when they come back from the Tommy John surgery. So a lot of these pitchers are being told, even before it's probably necessary for them to have the surgery, but they know it's on the horizon, to say, hey, go on and have that Tommy John surgery, and they come back and they throw with more velocity. So it's curious to see if it's the mechanics that have changed through the years, or what it is that's causing the more velocity. Because back in the CWS years, you look back on it, there you'd have like the freak of natures, like the Roger Clemens that would come to Omaha and he'd be throwing mid to low 90s. And now you've got these guys that are coming in, they're touching 100 on the gun. I saw Shohei Ohtani last night. He pitched an inning. He was hitting 100 on the gun after Tommy John surgery. It amazes me just the type of velocity. And it seems like every time Arkansas runs, a guy out of the bullpen, he's throwing mid to high 90s. It's just like, it's wild. It is a wild world we live in of pitching velocity. That's for sure.
Yeah. And, as we know, pitching in baseball in terms of the natural way of the arm is why eventually, if you throw hard enough, if you get to that point where you get injured, and then you got to have Tommy John surgery, and then that Tommy John surgery, obviously, the person doing the surgery has gotten better in terms of how to fix the elbow and the shoulder or whatever the repairs that need to happen. Because in ladies softball, that's the actual way we should be pitching the ball in Major League Baseball, but I don't think that's going to change no time soon, unfortunately, because it's being our pastime. But it'd be interesting if pitchers, major league pitchers, would be able to adopt that and that pitching style, because their arms will last longer. I don't know if they could. Obviously, we'll have to find out if they could throw as fast in the underhand fast pitch as the 90s and the 100s, what they're throwing now, overhand pitch. That'll be the one factor to see, because we know the ladies are, getting up there in the, I say 80s and low 90s. Maybe a little bit higher. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I know they're throwing heat, because we saw Tennessee pitcher against our Lady Huskers, in the regional. So we saw fire there. So it can be done. It's interesting, because I remember when I was a kid, I found out that the way we played baseball in terms of throw pitches, that wasn't the natural way of the arm, because I didn't know. I was still a kid. So, but learning that was like, what? I was like, okay, there's another way to throw the ball without getting surgery 5 years later, and to continue to play baseball and not, lose your career because you can't, throw a certain way because of all the damage you've caused to your shoulder and elbow. So I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And as I grew up and learned more, so it was, all interesting to know in terms of how that Tommy John surgery has gotten better over the years, which is good. That means the doctors have done their research and made the surgery more effective for the player to become a better pitcher, just because of the mechanics that he or she do after the surgery.
Yeah. Like you look at Spencer Schwellenbach, he left Nebraska, had Tommy John surgery, come back, and now he's one of the, top pitchers in the National League right now. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Modern science. It is wild. And I got to go back to a text message here. I was laughing from 1000. Raff, have you visited any of these people's graves? I'll let you guess that. I will say that there was probably a few that I have visited on that
I'm pretty sure you have, Raff. Knowing the historian you are,
hey,
I wouldn't be surprised.
When you're driving through Birmingham on your way to Tuscaloosa, and you notice that Paul Bear Bryant's grave is like under a mile away from you, you make that stop. I mean, that's history. That's history.
I feel you. I did that going my rookie year. I bought my first vehicle from Park Chevrolet right there off of O Street, 47th and O when it was there. And I drove that truck to Seattle. And on the way there, me being a movie guy, I drove through, I think it was North Dakota and Wyoming, and came across Devil's Tower. That was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And me being a movie, but I saw it. I saw the sign that said Devil's Tower, and I'm like, oh,
you got to go.
It was 4 a.m. in the morning. And so I was like, going to push it. I was like, so I did. I turned down the road. It went from pavement to dirt. And so when it turned dirt, that's when I was like, I kept going. I went maybe 5 minutes down the dirt road. It's like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna go back to that hotel and get checked in and take a nap before I go to Devil's Tower when it's pitch black and nothing's out there at all, other than the rocks that are looking at me, waiting to find out if he's gonna make it there and try to see it. So I just waited till the morning. I went back to the one and only, like, it was one of those roadside hotels that look like you should not stay here type of hotels.
Was it the Bates Motel?
Oh man, it was the Bates. I was definitely not staying there if it was that. No, heck no. No, it wasn't the Bates, but it was one of those hotels that you saw on the side of a road in a horror movie. Be like, don't stay there. But I did. I stayed there. I'm here today, so I'm good.
Nice. Bach, what's the craziest place you've ever stopped at? Has there been any movie place that you've seen that you wanted to stop at, or a cemetery plot that maybe you've stopped at? I mean, I got a few other cemetery plots that I have stopped at, so I won't lie.
Well, I've been to Starkweather's grave. I mean, I think everybody in Lincoln has to go out and see that at least. But I just like the football stadiums. Like, even on my way to Chicago, I moved out of the way so I could go see Iowa Stadium. Then I stopped in DeKalb to see Northern Illinois Stadium. And then this past time, even it was 4 a.m. getting to Chicago. I had to go see Soldier Stadium, and obviously nobody was there. But it was.
Oh, you did? You did?
Yeah. I drove by to go see it.
Oh, you left that out, man. I'm a little upset right now.
Soldier Field, nice. Yeah, that's
yeah.
Yeah, no, I was trying to think. The one that the eeriest cemetery plot that I've been to is Lee Harvey Oswald's. That was eerie, just knowing just the history behind that. But yeah, I went to that down in I think he's buried in Arlington, I believe. So I stopped there. Wow. And then of course I always got to stop at South Fork when I'm in Dallas. Say hi to the Ewing family.
Oh, JR.
Bobby. Yeah. Come on now.
I watched it. I watched Dallas. It was right after or right before Knight Rider when it would come on TV.
Yep.
I think it was after Knight Rider. It was after Knight Rider because it was the drama. They do the action show first and or comedy show, and they end the night with a drama show. So that was after Knight Rider.
And like the best things are like when you're driving and you see something like that. I mean, like Field of Dreams in Dyersville, Iowa. I mean, that is the coolest thing. If you're ever driving through Iowa and you see the sign Field, you stop there. I mean, that is one of the coolest movie locations, just a tourist location, but it is awesome. And then I saw that I believe it was Kevin Schutz's son was playing a baseball tournament there this past weekend. And just to get a play on that field, I mean, just the history this took place there. I mean, that's so cool, but awesome stuff.
Very much so.
And then we got baseball today. We got UCLA and LSU. That was suspended last night. They're in the bottom of the 4th right now. And you got LSU winning 5-3 over UCLA. And then you have at 1:00, Oregon State and Louisville. And then at 6 o'clock, so we almost got a 3-game schedule today. You got Arkansas and then to be determined. So I'm assuming that will be the loser of the UCLA LSU game, I guess.
Yep.
Would probably be.
Yep.
So we got a big day of baseball ahead, so you can watch that all day long if you're looking for something to do, or you definitely got to listen to the coverage on 93.7 The Ticket live from the Blur tailgate. Bach, what has been your favorite thing of the Blur tailgate so far?
Oh man, well, there's plenty to choose from. The hammock obviously is very comfortable, but the TVs there, they do it up every year. It seems to get a little bit better. I like this time they've got turf you can walk on, so it feels like you're definitely, you're under the shade. So
that's pretty
taking
sweet.
the heat, but you still can kind of feel like you're out there on the field.
So Nick says that he would never put his feet in the ice pool. Have you put your feet in the ice pool yet?
I have not. I'm also delicate about feet stuff. I probably wouldn't want to do that either.
I would assume they clean out the water. Is this a hygienic thing so far? So I would assume they have to do that.
I would think so, but I don't even like want anybody to touch my feet. So I don't know.
I ain't saying clean your feet. I'm talking about clean the pool, Buck. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I would not with that either. No.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Just clean the thing before I put my feet in there, or whatever. What's it? How big is it? Can you put your whole body in, or just your feet?
I don't even know. I didn't even see it out there.
Oh, that's the question. Obviously, that has to be determined. That has to be determined.
Oh heck! I mean, if it's big enough that your whole body can go and people be swimming in that thing, all those feet.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's throw it to break. We'll come back. We'll talk some basketball when we come back. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone and Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln with more exciting news for area car buyers.
Charlie, it's just announced that Honda of Lincoln has won 3 of the Lincoln Journal-Star's Lincoln Choice Awards. Best new car dealer, best auto repair, and best place to get your oil changed.
Wow, that's great, Andy. Anything else?
Yes, we were runner-up for best pre-owned dealer and best tire dealer. A lot of people don't understand that we do sell tires here.
Very exciting, Andy. Why do you think your dealership is winning so many awards?
Charlie, we simply say it's the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business.
Looks like Honda of Lincoln is the great news headquarters for Lincoln.
Yes, and even all of Nebraska, we are also announcing that Honda of Lincoln's the only dealer in the state of Nebraska to win the prestigious Honda President's Award for 2024.
Honda of Lincoln, Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Husker fans, the 2025 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $185. This plan includes tickets to Michigan or USC, plus Akron or Houston Christian, and either Michigan State, Northwestern, or Iowa. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red!
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Country music star Rodney Atkins will be performing at the Icebox on Friday, June 20th. Tickets start at $30 and doors open at 7 p.m. The capacity is only 3,000, so don't wait. Buy your tickets at lincolnstars.com today before it sells out.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday. Before we start talking about basketball, just have a little piece of news that's going across the wires today. It's kind of a sad day in Lincoln. They are not having kids sell concessions anymore at Nebraska football games. And I just wanted to say that it's disappointing. I sold my popcorn. I sold my hot dogs growing up as a kid. You were able to watch a little bit of the football game. I was able to be at games, and it's just, I wish they'd find a way that they could reconsider that, or somehow. I understand that, that you're going to have alcohol and stuff they're going to be selling, but if there's just some way they could fix that to where, if you look at a lot of old Nebraska football players and ask them from Lincoln and around the surrounding areas, did they sell concessions at football games? I bet you'd have a pretty good percentage of players that's kind of was their first taste, to Nebraska football, because you weren't always able, back then, ticket prices weren't what they are now, but when you're a little kid and you wanted to go to a game and stuff like that, and they were playing probably a little bit better brand of football back then, to get to go to a game and then to be able to have that afforded to you to where you could sell concessions. I believe you sold for like the first 2.5, 3 quarters, and then they would let you, usually my spot would be like down underneath, and you'd watch, you get to see a little bit of the game or whatever. But I'm hoping maybe they can figure something out to where they could find a way to maybe still have kids sell programs, or I don't know, something to where you could still incorporate those young kids. And not only was it that, it was a decent little job to make a little side money, that you'd have as a kid. So maybe they'll reconsider it, but you never know. But I just wanted to bring that up, because it was a great, that is part of, my love for Nebraska football, was being able to see, like Deion Sanders playing the first night game, 1986. I was 12 years old. I got to see that. I would have never probably have seen that if I hadn't been selling concessions. So we'll see what happens. Yep, Florida State, Nebraska was the first night game at Memorial Stadium. Prime time was that the first prime time game at Nebraska, but Steve Taylor and the Nebraska Huskers had to take them to task that night. So sorry, Deion. It was Steve Taylor and Taylor Made's night that night. So.
I sold some concessions too. Just one time. I don't have quite as good of a story as you. Is that I just did it for a half and said, this isn't worth it. And I watched the second half and I never came back again. But I did know somebody also who signed up to do it. and then they kind of came to the same conclusion I did. Yet their name was on the list every week, so they went years of doing it without actually doing it and just getting into the game. So
Okay, well, yep, they're the reason for it. That's why they took it away. Not, I'll always remember in '85, so I'd have been 11, and standing when Brian Bosworth came out of the Schulte Fieldhouse locker room. That's where the opposing team used to be. It was Schulte Fieldhouse, and I always remember standing next to the ropes and seeing him coming out of the locker room. That was wild. I mean, that guy, he had some serious aura back then. So
you said Brian Bosworth?
Brian Bosworth, the Boss,
1985. Was it?
Yep.
80? You sure was it 80? Was it 85?
Yep, 1985.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
that
right.
was
He was
at the peak of the Boss. The haircut was there. I remember he had like camouflage tape on his shoes. I mean, he was like, if you wanted to see the cool football player, that was the cool football player. So I always remember that, standing next to the rope when he walked out and just going, oh my goodness, that guy is a machine. So but yeah, so that's my concession story. So then there also was the concession story 1986, I believe it was. It was Nebraska versus Kansas State, complete blizzard. I ended up losing $8 that day because I did not sell out my popcorn. So that was a sad day for me, but because what you do is you'd purchase it, and then you'd make some money, then you'd pay for your next box of popcorn. Well, that day it was a complete blizzard. Everybody remembers Shep with the polka dot hat and his tractor clearing off the field at halftime. Yeah, that was my tears too, because I was just trying not to have to pay back $20 back to the university. But that was a rough day for popcorn sales that day.
Man, rough day for Raff selling popcorn.
Yeah, it was a sad day. Speaking of sad days, Indiana Pacers last night, they fell 120-109 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder are going to close it out. And on Thursday, what are we waiting until Thursday for? Why can't you play this game on Wednesday?
They give them an extra day of rest now. That they've been doing that for the last couple of seasons. Ever since they went to the format of first round is a best of 5, then after that is best of 7. All rounds after that. So that's when that and they've been at it for about 5 years. I think right around COVID, right after COVID, or right during COVID. That's when they changed the rules. So yeah,
that's too long. Give them one day, travel day, and play.
I mean, the young bucks need a little rest. That's all.
I mean, it's time for this. It's time for this basketball season to end and get fully on football, right, Bach?
Fully on football. No, we're coming up to that space where people, probably like yourself, Raff, you'll be like, "What am I going to do?" There's no basketball. There's no football. Baseball is like, college baseball is about to end too. You're gonna be lost, Raff. What's gonna happen? And see, this is why you need to play video games.
Oh yeah,
so you'll feel that little month gap of no sports with video games. Get you on some. Probably, I mean, you could play anything because you like sports, so you could play between golf and Madden and baseball and basketball. There's track video games, so you can take your pick, buddy.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it. So Buck, is Oklahoma City winning this? I mean, I think it's over. I think OKC's got it in the bag.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Game 6 is going to be, still difficult. I think the Pacers, that home environment, we'll see how Halliburton's feeling. I mean, he really makes that offense go, whether he's scoring or dishing the ball and all that. And so that's a tough injury, and injuries are going to happen. They were still in the game. They kind of were trailing, and then kind of made their big push. And then, of course, once you make your big push there in the fourth quarter, then the other team, kind of made their big push. Oklahoma City did in this case. So I don't know. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look great if you're the Pacers. And I thought that would probably be the case, not necessarily from last night's game, but the previous game where they had an opportunity to really take a 3-1 lead, and they were leading in the fourth. And when you're the underdog, you just can't miss that opportunity. And the Pacers did miss that. And now they find themselves having to win 2 in a row. Now it's not impossible, but Oklahoma City, I don't even know if they've lost 2 in a row all season.
Yeah, it's gonna be definitely gonna be tough. Halliburton was obviously, as we saw, a big factor missed for OKC. In terms of driving the ball to the cup, to the hoop, and then also whatever he would get his hands in there on steals on defense too. So not able to be explosive with that calf injury is something that it was blatant. You could see that, and then on top of that, then you had Williams had an outstanding game. You can't ask one of their starting players besides Shea Gillis to go out there and have a 30-point plus night, and he has a 40-point night. And the times he get into the hoop in terms of a dunk or layup, had one and one, and then Shea Gillis is on top of that. Like I mentioned, he's going to do him. He's going to have his points. He's going to get his average and still be a factor. So when you have another player show up, then for the Pacers defense, it's like, oh no, especially at the moment, like not having Halliburton able to play, both sides of the ball at an explosive level. He was only probably at 40% capacity in terms of what he could do being on the field. His presence was there, but it obviously wasn't something that was going to be fearful, put fear in the hearts of OKC, and it put them in a point where, we're going to take full advantage of this, because it's just the way the game plays out. You never know when an injury pops up, and that injury popped up at the end of the previous game that led into this matchup right here, and it showed a big difference for Halliburton and the team overall, because the guys just could not keep up with, say, Gillis and Williams as well, and then other players that did their job, for OKC was all the why this game went the way it went.
Yep, no, I agree with you there, and I just can't get over how well SGA can create his own shot. Like, he is such a good penetrator, step back jump shooter. And when Oklahoma City gets to firing on all cylinders, the way they were moving the ball around last night, and you were getting 3-point shots from Wiggins, who either he's there or he's not, but boy, when he's there. And last night, the way they were moving the ball around, and you're given the chance, where SGA can drive to the hoop, or where he can take his, 12 to 15 foot jump shot and knock that down. But when they were making their 3-pointers last night, I mean, it's hard for OKC to be beat when they're playing at that clip of basketball.
Mm-hmm. And on all cylinders, so big trouble.
Yeah, it's exciting
for those
too.
Pacers.
I think we can kind of, the series isn't quite over, so you still kind of we're going to see if the Pacers can really extend this thing. And again, that's what I'm excited to see for Game 6. If kind of that atmosphere and kind of do or die type of situation, they can rally and get to a Game 7. It's just hard to imagine that twice and to do that at Oklahoma City. But it's just fascinating to see with OKC. Is this the start of something? We've seen 7 different teams this year will be win an NBA championship, and nobody's been able to repeat. There's been no dynasty as of late, but OKC has a lot going for it. Obviously, in the young MVP Jalen Williams, a third-team NBA all this year. Those guys should get better. They're probably not in the prime of their career, and of course, you got the young roster with Chet Holmgren around them, and then they have all these draft picks that they accumulated over time. So they're just in such a good position to be maybe perhaps the next dynasty in the NBA.
So would you go at that then, Bach? Would you say if OKC wins the championship this year, they're favored to win next year, but then say Indiana wins it, are they favored, do you think, next year, or do you think there's another team that steps up?
I don't think that's what Indiana, though, this whole time, like, I've been cheering for them, and they're kind of a fun story, but it's hard to envision them as a dynasty, right? Or even as a champion. It would be nice to see, but they kind of feel like the team that comes up just short, and that's kind of what we're seeing play out in front of us. I don't know. I don't feel like they would have that kind of future. But I mean, obviously you still have Halliburton and Siakam, and they made a good run, but it just feels like they're not at the level of OKC, right? I mean, and that played out through the regular season. I mean, OKC lost just a few games this year. I mean, they were right up there, probably top 10. I don't know what it is exactly as far as regular season standings. So it wasn't just
68-14.
Yeah,
their regular season record, and right now, at home they're 35-6. So they're not even into double-digit losses at the home stance in terms of that. So that just shows their ability and the youthfulness of them too, because they do all the fundamentals, pretty much. The defense, they'll make you change your shot or alter your path to the rim. And you want that. That's where you slow the process of a team trying to score points on you, by make sure that you challenge every shot. If it's a layup, if it's a mid-range, if it's the 3-pointer. But when you have the high percentage shot, like a layup or a dunk, you got to challenge it. And they've done that. Chet Holmgren having the length he has, but then Williams and everybody that's on that OKC roster, they flip back over and play defense. The guys that need to play defense, like a Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams, that has the youthfulness, but then also has the ability to jump and get in people's ways and the physicalness. Because Jalen Williams is not a small kid. He's a kid, but he's not small, so he can challenge and make you, change your path and your shot to try to get a layup or a dunk.
So what finishes first, the NBA basketball season, or will the New York Knicks have a head coach?
I don't know. Probably basketball season will be over, because there's going to be a lot of deciding factors, decision making, and feedback before they make a big decision to fill that role.
All right. Well, we'll throw out the break. We come back. We'll wrap up the show. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead. Sleep in. You deserve it. And choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK. Make flying easy.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: showers and thunderstorms likely throughout the day. We'll see in the afternoon high around 82. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms continuing with a low around 64. Tomorrow, a slight chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, decreasing clouds with a light breeze and a high near 79. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Husker fans, the 2025 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $185. This plan includes tickets to Michigan or USC, plus Akron or Houston Christian, and either Michigan State, Northwestern, or Iowa. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red!
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Hopefully you and I agree that you should do everything you can to save your marriage. Divorce is hard, expensive, and its outcome is usually not all you hope for. However, when doing everything has failed, when divorce remains as your last option, consider Cordell & Cordell as your first choice to help you through the divorce process to a better place on the other side. We've been a partner men can count on for more than 30 years. Let us be that partner for you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln. 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Early break.
So you're getting coffeed up at the mill?
Yeah, so I walk over to people.
Would you be willing to come on every day? Is there something that you'd be able to do?
You know what? Actually, I got a lot of things to say.
If you please every Friday, at least before a game, Coach, we'd love to have you. It'd be a riot.
With Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday, wrapping up another show, getting ready for another College World Series blur parties in effect. Boom. You going up there today, Jake?
I am not today. I'll be up there tomorrow, though. Needing my help back here on the board, so I'll just be staying in here today. But yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. Again, it's always fun out there, yeah, it's a blast. I love going up there.
Awesome. What are you up to today, AG?
Not much. I'm gonna be streaming later on Alumni Media Network, playing some Call of Duty today, growing that channel, getting followers. So if anybody wants to come watch or join, play some Call of Duty with me this afternoon, just come on to Alumni Media Esports channel on Twitch. So I'll be there this afternoon. Check me out there. So that's it. We just, like I said, had that long weekend of travel. So yeah, I'm sticking around the house pretty much. Got one of my daughters down visiting. So, continue off our Father's Day. And that's about it.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do today. I don't have no more Golden Touch to watch, so I don't know what collectibles. Man, I'm devastated by this. I need season 3 ASAP. If you're listening, Ken Golden, we need one more season of the Golden Touch so I can see all the new collectibles and all the old collectibles that I could collect. So well, all righty, guys. I will do my Raff's Good Take now. I'll try to keep it together. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to my hero, the best, just the greatest guy I've ever met. Great dad, great grandpa, great husband, great friend, just a great person. And that guy is my dad. I want to wish him a very, very, very happy birthday. I love you very much. Just like I said, just the coolest dude. And when I wake up every day, that's the guy I want to be like. So happy birthday, Dad. Your Raff's Good Take.
Nice.
Got it. I made it through. No tears. Look at me. I'm getting better in my old age.
Oh, man. No, good job, Raff. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's awesome, too. I know, it's funny because as you grow older, you can kind of see this. And it depends on who your primary caretaker is or your relationship with your dad. And I get all that. But, it's kind of funny because I always kind of thought when I was younger athletes or music stars or somebody was going to be my hero. And then as you get older, you realize your hero is the person that brought you up and taught you everything, and really quite very, very like seriously, like there's no. It relates quite frankly to them paying for everything that everything for you. Like whether you want to admit it or not, they're pretty much your hero. But then it is awesome when you are able to kind of come to that realization. There's usually a brief period in your life where you blame your parents for everything, and then at some point you turn around and appreciate everything that they're able to do for you.
Nope, I agree with that totally. And they're always that person, when you're going through hard times and stuff like that. They're always the ones that were there for you. That's the thing I look back on is just when I went through my hard times and was going through rough periods of time. They were the ones that they were like, come on now, you got this. You're better than this. You're better. So that's the stuff what I look back on. Like I have great fondness for John Elway. I will not lie about that. But at the end of the day, it's always been my dad. So that's never been confused upon. So I've known where the hero was at. So
got it.
AG, you got any final words before we head on out?
No, I just hope everyone had a great like you said, we're talking about fathers and them being around and being one of our leaders and teachers. And just hope you had a great Father's Day with your, to the people listening in, with your dads out there. I know I had a good time with my daughters and reminiscing on my dad and my stepdad in my life that grew up as a kid and how they, helped me become the adult I am today. So it was a good weekend of that. So I hope everyone also had a good weekend for yourself with your families.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, I think it's about that time we send it on out to Charles Schwab Stadium and the Blur Parties, 93.7, the Ticket Team. Everyone have a great day. Be nice to each other, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.